From the time Mike Bink was a boy, he wanted to work at Masterlock like his father. The company was a Milwaukee staple, manufacturing padlocks for over a century.
Since half the plant was related, we viewed it as a family.
Bink was there for 44 years, eventually becoming president of the workers' union. The factory employed about 1,200 people at its peak, paying them an average of about $30 an hour.
You took care of the company, did your job, and they would take care of you.
But all that changed, Bink says, when President Bill Clinton signed the North American Free Trade Agreement in 1993. NAFTA allowed U.S. companies to move their production to Mexico, where labor is significantly cheaper. Masterlock did just that, downsizing its Milwaukee plant and earlier this year announcing its closure.
And there was no way to compete with that, so the jobs are just going to move.
It's now been 7 months since the Masterlock company shuttered its Milwaukee factory, and the last 300-some workers clocked out for the final time and entered a new uncertainty.
And you accumulate all this money for this plant, you know, and they throw you away like trash. We done with you. Our father.
Chancey Adams says he's been struggling ever since to support his children. He now works 2 jobs and still makes a third less than he did at Masterlock.
We ain't found no job that's paying us that money. You know, my skill was wasted. So I'm starting all the way over at 44 years old.
To bring jobs and manufacturing.
He remembers President Barack Obama visiting the plant in 2012 when Masterlock announced plans to bring some jobs back to the U.S., but then didn't.
There's nothing that these Democrat, Republican, or whatever reaches down to us.
Adams says he feels betrayed, so he's not going to vote. That's despite the efforts of Donald Trump and Kamala Harris to win the votes of manufacturing workers. Adams says he just doesn't believe the promises anymore. Plus, he doesn't have the time to go to the polls, he says. He's late to his second job. Heidi Zhou-Castro, Al Jazeera, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.